Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today and you're very welcome. I appreciate you taking the time to be with us today for this online event where I'm going to tell you we're going to share some information with you about the security industry, the job opportunities and career opportunities that are available at this time. There are a number of jobs available and there are employers actively recruiting people at this time. I'll be joined by a colleague of mine, Sinead, at a later stage, who will give you details about those jobs. But firstly, I just want to explain to you, my name is Frank and I'm going to host this event. I work in the intro service here in the Department of Social Welfare in the employer engagement area. So the purpose of today's event is to give you information from people in the security industry. You'll hear from representatives as to what their sector of work is in that security industry. We'll have some testimonials as well from a number of people who will be able to tell you their own personal journey and how they've achieved the positions that they now are in the security industry. We'll also take an opportunity to speak to two people to tell us about the licensing requirements for operating in the security industry. And we'll also hear from a gentleman about the training, the facilitators of that training and what the training actually involves. So for a start, I'm going to start by explaining that anybody in the security industry needs to have a private security authority license. This is the first important step, and there's training available through a number of different providers countrywide who will help you to achieve that qualification. So I'm going to introduce you to our first speaker from the Private Security Authority, and that's Lorraine McCarthy. So Lorraine, I'll hand over to yourself if you just tell us some information about the licensing process. Thank you.
Hi everyone. As Frank said, I work in the Private Security Authority in Licensing Division. I'm just going to quickly go through the application process with you. So I have a few slides here to show you. So to make your license application, you must log on to the PSA's website, which is www.psa-gov.ie. Now, what you do next is go to licensing, then employees, then click on applying for a first license. At the top of the page, you will see to register and pay for your application online. So you simply click on this, have a read of the information, and tick if you agree to the terms and conditions. Now, next you input your personal information and your contact details. On to the next page, you select the license you require and the license fee then will automatically fill there. So you will be asked if you have been resident outside of Ireland for more than 6 months over the last 15 years. If the answer is yes, you'll need to provide a criminal record certificate from the countries you've lived in. You will also be asked if you are currently employed in the security industry, which should be a no if you don't already have your license. On the next page then, you get to review your details. So all the details you've already put in are up there in front of you. So if you're happy with those, you just move on to the next page and you pay for your license. So that's the end of the slides there for a few minutes. So when that is done, a pre-printed application will be posted to you. So you send that back to us with proof of your training, your identity documents, and your passport photo, and we'll process your application. Just to note, non-EU citizens will be required to prove that they are eligible to be in the state and to work in the state. So all applicants are Garda vetted. This invite is sent by email, and the PSA will make a decision on your suitability to hold the licence based on the disclosure received from the Garda vetting unit. All in all, the application process will take 3 to 4 weeks. Have a look at our website before you make your application. You'll find some useful information on it. Just to note as well, I expect the event sector will be looking for a lot of staff now that the country is opening up after almost 2 years of restrictions. If you would like to work in this sector, I would suggest applying for a combined store supervisor and static guard licence to cover you to work in all areas of these events. That's it from me. I'm going to hand you back to Frank.
Thanks again, Lorraine. Really appreciate you taking the time to give us your presentation.
Thanks for having me, Frank.
Now, I'm going to hand you over to our next presenter, who's Tony O'Brien, who has extensive experience in the security industry training area.
Hey, thank you, Frank. As Frank mentioned there, Tony O'Brien is my name, and I work in security training, specifically developing security training courses for the security industry. So over the next couple of minutes, I suppose, if I can get my slide deck up here, I would like to talk about security training, the process that goes through, that you go through to get it, and then where you can get the work in the security sector. So first of all, I suppose the background of the training, the type of training and where you might find it, what you can expect to find in the training, the value of the training, and then where you can access that training then after that, I suppose. So first of all, there are, I suppose, 3 different types of security training regulated in Ireland. There are QQI level 4 regulated courses. So this code that you see here, 4N, that means that they're level 4 within QQI, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. There is security guard training, which qualifies you to work as a security guard anywhere where there's no service of alcohol. So you might be talking about retail stores, you might be talking about static sites, industrial sites, factories, corporate. Then there's also the door supervisor training, and that's anywhere where there's alcohol or food being served. So you're talking about restaurants, bars, nightclubs, a lot of concerts and things like that. And you can do them also then as a combined training program. If you're doing these separately, with most training providers, they will take about 4 days each to do. So 4 days to do the security guard, 4 days to do the door supervisor. But there is a lot of common things across it. So my recommendation to people coming into the industry is to do the combined program, because what that means usually is that you can do both courses together in about 5 days. Some training providers are now running them online, wholly online. Some are doing it a blend of online and in a classroom, and some are fully in a classroom. And we'll talk a little bit about them. But my strong recommendation to people to open up the most amount of options for yourself when you get into the industry is to do the combined program, both the door supervisor and the security guarding training. That just opens up a lot of options for you when you get in, when you look for work in the industry. So where the training sits, this is what's called the National Framework of Qualifications. So this is the different levels of qualification that you can get. It sits at level 4, like we said. So if we look at level 4 over here, you can see that it sits somewhere between junior and leaving certificate. So the type of stuff, the knowledge required is around between junior cert and leaving cert. That does not mean that you have to have a junior cert or a leaving certificate to do it. It means that you have to have the capability of a person who is undertaking between junior cert and leaving cert to do it. You know, you have to be able to problem solve. You have to be able to communicate clearly in English. You have to be able to read and write, and so on. So level 4, somewhere between leaving and junior cert. Some people then, once they get into the industry and they enjoy it, they do like to go on and they look at kind of more management level things at level 5 and level 6 as they go on in the industry. So what you can expect to find during the training, there'll be a little bit on the security industry, different types of equipment that you might be having to use. So for example, show you how to use things like two-way radios, earpieces, stuff like that, about a little bit about licensing, fire safety, and health and safety, which are quite a big part of the security industry. Importantly, how to write reports and statements and how to take good and accurate notes. You'll learn a lot about the law, probably dealing with conflict and dealing with stressful situations. And I don't want to over-egg it anyway here, you know, but dealing with conflict, the vast majority of conflict, and this sometimes worries people when they get into the industry, is not dealing with violence and aggression all the time. It's dealing with very low-level conflict, talking about people who might have frustrations or complaints to make. And then a lot about security procedures. So, for example, if you're talking about retail, it might be dealing with shoplifters. If you're going into the event sector, it will be doing things like searching, and for bars and nightclubs, things like checking IDs. So they're the kind of security industry specific. But one of the good things about the training is that it contains these things called transversal skills, which are skills that you will learn going into the security sector, but that you can really apply across all sectors of the service industry. So you could take these skills, if after a couple of years in the security industry, and you decide, okay, I want to broaden out my career, I want to move into hospitality or customer service or other service industries. These transversal skills, like teaching you how to speak and communicate clearly, teaching how to listen well and gathering good information, personal development, how to do things like CVs and how to outline your skills in a CV, how to ask good questions, how to problem solve, stuff like that. That's the real value of QQI level 4 courses in the security sector. These transversal skills, they're basically life skills. You can use them inside work, outside work, and you can use them in an awful lot of different sectors. So they don't apply just to the security sector. So where you get the training, there's 2 avenues you can go. You've got the private providers, a number of private providers here. And private providers are commercial trainers. So you will find some of the large ones there. So, for example, you've got ICSE who do it nationwide online, and then you've got people like the Security Institute, and they do it nationwide as well. And you've got Security Team and things like that. Lots and lots of private providers. They're in it commercially. You will pay a fee to them. They will do it in 4 to 5 days. It'll be a combination of online and in the classroom. And they focus on getting groups through, get them sorted and certified, and then get the next group in very, very quickly. As opposed to that, you can also contact your local ETB or Education and Training Board, the old Department of Education providers. They also do them. And they tend to do them, it might suit you over a longer period of time. For example, they do evening courses which stretch 2 evenings a week over 5 to 6 weeks, if that suits people better. Or they do them 1 day a week over 5 to 6 weeks, which might suit some people better. Pros and cons of that, I suppose it takes a longer period of time, but I suppose people who might be nervous about the classroom, that can often help, is that it's stretched out over a little bit of a longer period of time. Some of the barriers that we generally see for people: classroom anxiety. A lot of people enter the security industry would have come from places like construction backgrounds. Might have been out of education for a long period of time, or have just moved to Ireland and this will be their first role in Ireland, and they have their previous experiences in a classroom might have been quite negative. But the thing to bear in mind is with security training, it's adult education. All of the tutors and the trainers with all of the training providers are adult educators. They're used to dealing with people who haven't been in education in a while. So it's not like school where you're taught you're expected to get involved and show what you can do, and everybody has their own different strengths. So classroom anxiety is absolutely nothing to be worried about. As I said, it's geared towards adults who haven't been in education for a while. Technology can sometimes be a barrier. Access to things like laptops, phones. Again, if technology is something that you struggle with and it's not your top skill set, maybe consider contacting the ETBs for a more close classroom-based product. But there are options out there for you, so don't let lack of technology inhibit you or put you off the security industry. There are plenty of roles there for people. Self-exclusion. People will come up with all sorts of reasons why they can't do it, can't make the times. I can't commit to that. I don't think I'll be very good at security. I don't have the confidence. What I normally say to people is give it a try. Once you get into the environment of people, you see that they're in the same situation as you, and everybody starts off the same. So give it a try and let the tutor take you through, and you'll be surprised how far you get. I've seen people who've been very, very shy, real classroom anxiety, come up with all sorts of reasons why they shouldn't be in the industry, and they are now excelling in the industry and doing quite well for themselves. And then assessment anxiety, things around, okay, there is an exam at the end. Absolutely. The exams usually count for about 40%. They are very, very straightforward exams. It's not like you have to write essays or paragraphs or anything like that. In fact, the vast majority of assessment is not exams based. It's practical skills based. It's can you do things like use a two-way radio, have a difficult conversation. And that's assessed during the course. So if you have exam anxiety, there's lots and lots of people, me included, who have exam anxiety. There are different methods of assessing you that don't require you to be excellent at exams. And I suppose finally getting to work then, the last one I'm talking about where the work is at the moment. There was a lot of requirements to the static and corporate ends, multinationals, things like that, for front of house, reception based security, data center security. Obviously, as the construction industry opens back up again, there's a big drive around construction security. Thing with construction security, I suppose, is that you have to be willing to work nights. So if that's your thing, if some people are looking for nights, then that is a perfect fit for you. As Lorraine mentioned, the event sector is open up. There's expected to be huge demand there. A lot of people who I know do what's called following the events. So in Ireland, we have the event season going from maybe March to October. So what they will do is they will follow the events with a security company. They will do a festival every single weekend, March to October. So you'll work Thursday to Sunday at these events, and you'll be off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they do an event somewhere in the country every single weekend. Suits young people, things like that. Retail in stores, as the stores open back up, and then obviously with the restrictions lifted, pubs and clubs in particular, there is a big drive on. And again, people get into going, oh geez, no, I couldn't work in a nightclub. I'd be a little bit worried. There's violence there, and a lot of that gets over sensationalized. A lot of it is meet and greet, customer service, etc., until you get some experience and you'll be guided by the other people in the thing. So that's really all I have to say on the training end. I'll hand it back to Frank now, if Frank is available, and that's all from me.
Thanks very much, Tony, for a very informative and detailed presentation. Just want to pick up on one or two of the points you had there at the end. First of all, the range of different jobs that are available there in the security sector. As you said, with the economy opening back up, as I said, we have quite a number of firms in that area who are actively recruiting at the moment. So thanks again, Tony, really appreciate it. So just want to remind you all who are listening in, if If you have any questions or queries, you can submit them to employer@welfare.ie. And I also just want to reference the benefit of looking up your local educational training board. We'll find a website address and bring it up on screen for you, as they would be probably the most local and accessible training facility that you can avail of. I mentioned at the introduction, there's a number of testimonials from people who are actually working in the security industry. And here's one of those first testimonials from Philip McAlinden.
Hi, my name is Philip McLendon. I currently work in the security industry. I have been working in the security industry for over 14 years. I have watched the security industry grow and progress far more from sitting in a hut, watching the world go by, to the varied opportunities that it now proves these days to have. I'm currently working for my employer, Provincial. It's a corporate security job. It's very interesting and very rewarding. The training is very informative and very helpful. It covers fire training, safe paths, first aid. So many opportunities that you can now achieve in security compared to years ago. I would highly recommend it. It has great opportunities. I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. There are many facets which I think if you choose this as a career, you will really enjoy. And I just wish you all the best in the future. And I hope this has been helpful.
Really appreciate you taking the time to give us your testimonial, Philip. I'm now going to hand you over to my colleague, Sinead, who has details about some of the job opportunities. So over to you, Sinead.
Thanks a mil for that, Frank. Hi everybody, and welcome to this fantastic event taking place for the security sector. As Frank has mentioned, there's lots of opportunities in this sector, and you'll find lots of job vacancies in the security sector on our Jobs Ireland website. So if you just go to www.jobsireland.ie, type in security in the search bar, and you'll find lots of vacancies there. Some vacancies that I'd like to highlight are vacancies in the event security area. There's over 100 positions available for event security and stewards, and these are available in Cork, Kerry and Limerick, and they're for event security at festivals and events taking place nationwide. So if that's something that you're interested in or you'd like to find out more about it, please go to our Jobs Ireland website. And I'd now like to introduce you to our next testimonial. It's from Anthony Leahy, who's going to tell us all about his experience of working in the security industry over the past 10 years.
Hi, my name is Anthony Leahy, and it's great to be here today. I'm currently working for Synergy Security Solutions in County Cork, where I'm the supervisor of a security operations centre for a large multinational corporation, monitoring sites across Europe, Middle East, India and Africa. I started out my journey in security 10 years ago when I was unemployed at the time, and I've been unemployed for 2 years around, and I was finding it very difficult to get work or to get a chance to get work, to be given an opportunity to prove I could deliver. So somebody recommended to me to get the PSA license, do the course. So I went about the course, and I found the PSA license course to be very informative, a manageable course, doable. And once I had the course passed, I quickly was getting interest from security companies. My applications were getting responded to, and I quickly picked up work in security. And 10 years later, I've progressed from starting out in the car park to working my way up to be control room operator, supervisor, moving up the pay scale and moving up the rank of positions as well through the security industry in those years, up to becoming supervisor of the Security Operations Centre and getting nominated for awards for Security Officer of the Year. So there's a lot of opportunities, rewards and awards within the security industry. So if the security industry was something that interests you, I would recommend it highly. There's great opportunities to just get on the work ladder even, and move up within security. It's a good industry to start, and I would highly recommend it.
And now I'd like to introduce you to Aidan Harper from one of the security divisions. The transport area is Aidan's specific area of responsibility. So Aidan, I'm going to hand over to yourself now to tell us some more about the experience for somebody who wants to get employed in the transport sector and the security industry. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Frank. My name is Aidan Harper, and I am the chair of the Transport Division of the ISIA, the Irish Security Industry Association. Within that division, there are three main players, which is Brinks Cash Services Ireland, GSLS, and Pivotal. And all of us, as a division and as individual cash and transit companies, believe that there is an incredible future in cash as we make our way out of the pandemic and into 2022, 23 and onwards. So what is CIT? Well, CIT is cash in transit. It's the movement of cash and valuables from point A to point B. Logistics, some people will call it, and that's certainly what we do. It's a very exciting industry to be involved in, and there are various roles available to anyone who is interested in joining our industry. You can one day be driving a vehicle in Donegal or Cork or Limerick or Galway, wherever the case may be, meeting customers, enjoying customer experiences, collecting cash and valuables from customers and delivering them to banking, financial institutions and other areas. You could be working in our cash processing room, where cash is counted, verified and transferred to customers. You could be working in our coin depots, incredible production areas where coin is counted and again transferred electronically to customers. You could be office-based, and we've numerous positions within our office spaces around our various cash and transit companies. You can be working in our finance department, our logistics department, our operations department. No one day is the same. Excitement is the name of the game within the cash and transit industry. We offer as well educational programs from within our various companies. You can come in and work your way through our educational programs to higher positions if you so wish to do so. CIT offers a chance to learn about logistics, customer services, and the importance of cash in our society. CIT can lead to many, many different paths, as I've just explained. And many people who start within CIT get the opportunity to access educational programs, as I've just said. So over the next week or two, you will see many advertisements coming out for positions within our CIT companies here in Ireland. And again, Brinks Cash Services, GSLS and Pivotal are the companies that will be advertising these positions. It's exciting, it's energizing, and it's the future of cash. You can be part of that program. You can be part of the future of cash. As well as dealing with cash, we deal with automated devices. All companies leading in logistics around automated cash devices. So again, the future is exciting.
Thank you very much, Aidan. That was a very informative presentation and gave us a good insight into another area of security. Cash in transit is probably something that wouldn't have come readily to mind to people who are looking for a job opportunity in the security industry. Really appreciate your time. Thanks again, Aidan. Now we have a second testimonial from a security officer, Waqas Ahmed, and Waqas is actually an award winner in the security sector. Thank you again, Waqas, for coming along to give us your testimonial.
In 2017, I decided to join security industry, so I chose PSA approved institute to get my training for PSA license, and we got a wonderful tutor there as well. In 3 days classes, they gave us all the basic information to start job in security industry to get a license. They were very good. We learned almost everything there, every basic things. So I started in Dasco stores in 2017 in OCS Security Solutions. Then 2019 I got promoted as store detective. And still I'm working as store detective. Since then, I find this job, actually security industry, vast land of opportunities. Like you can achieve your goals, whatever your goals you can achieve in the security industry. And the people who are considering to join security industry as their career, I will definitely suggest them. They can join anytime. They will have lots of opportunities. They can achieve their goals as well. Working in security industry, I found myself getting lots of positive things. My behavior, everyday routine, how to deal with the everyday tasks and everything. It's like I built myself working in the security industry. So lots of opportunities in there.
Thank you again, Wakas, for coming along to give us your testimonial. Now we're going to move on to a further presentation from representatives from the security industry. I'm going to hand you over to Jill, who will be speaking about guarding, and Gareth, who will give us some information on his own sector that he covers in the security industry.
Many thanks, Frank, and it's great to join you today to discuss careers and opportunities within the security sector. My name is Jill O'Riordan. I am the Chair of the Guarding Division and Vice President of the Irish Security Industry Association. And today I'm delighted to speak to you all and to give you an insight into the security division that operates throughout Ireland. So physical security within Ireland is the protection of people, property and physical assets from actions and events that could cause damage or loss. As we have traversed through the industry, we have seen the growing sophistication of physical security through technologies such as artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things, meaning IT and physical security are becoming more closely connected and aligned in securing physical and digital assets. Through this amalgamation of services, we now see a number of career opportunities and career paths for people to join our sector. The companies represented by the Irish Security Industry Association that have a number of opportunities available for people are as follows: Bidvest Noonan, Bridgestock, Elevair, G4S Secure Solutions, Kennedy Security Consultancy, Mac Security, Mighty, OCS One Complete Solution, Provincial Security Services, Pulse Security Management, Sharp Group, Sodexo Ireland, Sword Risk Services, Synergy Security Solutions, and Vision Security Group. There are a number of opportunities and career paths available within the sector, from static man guarding to operating as an operations manager, operating a portfolio of clients, to moving over to the digital side of the security providers and operating SOCs, which are security operation centres. There are a number of avenues and client sites available, from corporate buildings to data centres throughout Ireland. I will now hand over to my colleague Gareth to discuss the event division.
That's great, Jill. Thank you for giving us a bit of insight into the guarding division. And it's great for everyone to join us today for this live stream. My name is Gareth Hogan. I'm the Operations Director for Sword Security. I'm the Chairperson for the ISAA for the Event and Entertainment Division. The ISAA represents a number of companies: G4S, Kennedy Security, Pulse Security, and of course, Sword Security yourselves. There's been no better time to join the event and entertainment security industry. We have world-class events coming here to perform in a number of different venues. We have the likes of Ed Sheeran coming to Croke Park. We have Westlife in the Aviva Stadium, multiple shows in the Tree Arena. And also we have the Six Nations starting this coming weekend in the Aviva Stadium. So a great time to join the team. There's multiple different positions you can work on. You can be a security officer, asset protection. You can be a customer care agent, an event steward. So many different options in the entertainment sector. And we're really looking forward to bringing you on board. So please, don't waste any more time. Log on to all the companies I just mentioned and become part of our team. You're going to be representing every single event. You're the face of every single event. And we're looking forward to having you all coming on board. Thank you for your time.
I'm now going to hand you over to my colleague, Sinead, who has details about some of the job opportunities. So over to you, Sinead.
Thanks, Frank. Hi, everybody. I hope you're all still enjoying this fantastic event and learning lots about the security sector. As I mentioned, there's lots of vacancies available in this sector, and you'll find many of them up on our Jobs Ireland website. So to find these vacancies, all you need to do is go to www.jobsireland.ie, type security in the search bar, and you'll see lots of vacancies. These vacancies include retail security agents, corporate security agents, event security, stewards, and general retail security. These vacancies are available in Dublin, Cork, Limerick, Kerry, and lots of other places. They are both full and part-time, so there should be something there to suit you if this is something that you're interested in. So once again, you go to www.jobsireland.ie and type security in the search bar. And I'm going to hand you back over to Frank now.
Thanks very much, Sinead. Really appreciate that. And I'm sure everybody who's listening will take note of the website for the jobsireland.ie website to be able to find further details and how to apply for those jobs from all the firms that are currently recruiting staff. We have a third presentation now from a security supervisor, Luba Catrig, who's going to give us her testimonial of her own personal journey in the security industry, from security officer to security supervisor.
I want to start with saying thank you for having me here, first of all, and I want to talk about my experience in security. So I started doing security in 2017, where I did my PSA license, where I learned the basics, and then I joined Synergy Security Solutions into the same year, where actually I'm still working there now. I started as security officer, where I progressed into different roles shortly after. I was store detective, reception, CCTV controller, and that's when I realized that there was a lot of room for progression. If you work hard, if you're dedicated, you can build yourself a very nice career in security. I'm currently doing the security supervisor, and my next goal will be to progress into management, and I can see myself hopefully in a very soon doing the progressing into the management. I would highly recommend to people to join security, to join security industry. You can have yourself plenty of opportunities once you work hard, you like what you are doing, because that's very important. Then you should go for it.
Thank you very much, Luba. That was a very informative testimonial. Much appreciated. We have one further presentation from the security divisions, and Stephen is now going to give us a presentation for his particular sector. Over to you, Stephen.
Thanks very much, Frank, for the opportunity to join you here today. It's much appreciated. My name is Stephen Gorman, and I'm here to talk today about career opportunities in the area of electronic security systems. I'm 20 years in this profession and work as a project manager in a security company based in Dublin. I also hold the position of chair of the electronic security division of the ISIA, representing the electronic security members of the association in the areas of national technical standards and apprenticeships. On behalf of our members, I also liaise with the Private Security Authority and An Garda Síochána on current industry issues. I'm here today really to focus in on the Electronic Security Systems Apprenticeship. This is a 4-year standard-based apprenticeship, and the minimum entry level is 16 years of age. You must hold a junior cert or a SOLAS-approved pre-apprenticeship course. And in order to begin your journey as an apprentice, you must be hired by a SOLAS-approved employer and pass a colour vision test. Upon completion of the apprenticeship, you will be awarded a QQI level 6. And it's worth bearing in mind that this is an excellent springboard for anyone interested in further education, where you might like to undertake an undergrad degree in a related area, such as electrical or mechanical engineering. There are, of course, other routes into the electronic security industry by means of experience in a related discipline, perhaps IT or electrical. You can take the route of recognition of prior learning, which is a formal process which seeks to acknowledge all forms of learning and give them a value in context of an award on the National Framework for Qualification. Having entered the electronic security industry myself in the late 1990s, I applied to SOLAS via RPL and was successfully awarded the QQI level 6 in 2016. So what will you do during your apprenticeship? You learn how to design, install, commission and maintain the following systems: intruder alarm, TV, fire alarm life safety systems, access control and gate automation, perimeter detection systems such as fence detection, and security and IT networks. During your apprenticeship, you will develop skills in system fault analysis, interpretation of wiring schematics, installation and programming of sensors, installation of data, network and optical communication systems. You'll be working in diverse environments using power tools, installing equipment and cables, working at height both in and outdoors. From residential security systems such as home alarms to more complex systems in construction, data centers, pharmaceutical. For example, in critical infrastructure, a perimeter fence detection system will typically communicate with a CCTV system using network connections and software. These systems can be centrally managed by a remote security operations center, whereby the emergency services or dedicated security team can respond to a threat. The structure of an apprenticeship is broken out into 7 phases. Phase 1, 3, 5 and 7 are all considered on the job with the employer. Phase 2, 4 and 6 are undertaken in a SOLAS approved training facility. And at any given time, a company might have a number of apprentices on different phases. What are the current opportunities within the security industry? Well, these roles are in very high demand for the last number of years, and there are terrific opportunities within this profession. You might choose a path as an installation engineer, commissioning engineer, a design engineer, which then might lead to a team lead, supervisor, or project manager role. There's also plenty of opportunities within sales and account management, or perhaps you might like to run your own business someday and set up an owner-operated business. Finally, I'd like to add some useful resources to help you explore opportunities in the security industry. I would really recommend reaching out to any of our ISIA members on isia.ie. There's lots of really helpful information on apprenticeship.ie. And there's also a list of SOLAS approved employers who are currently seeking to hire apprentices on apprenticeshipjobs.ie. I'd like to wish you the best of luck in pursuit of your new career move. And thanks very much for your time today, and I'll hand you back to Frank.
Thanks a million, Stephen, for your presentation. Hope you've enjoyed the presentations that have been given so far. And I now want to ask my colleague Sinead to come in and share some more information with us about jobs that are available in the security sector.
Thanks, Frank. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you all again, and I hope you are all still enjoying this fantastic event. So once again, I'm just going to say, if you're interested in applying for any vacancies in the security sector, go to our Jobs Ireland website. The website is fantastic and it's easy to use. If you just go to www.jobsireland.ie and type in security and search, and you'll see all the vacancies in the security sector. I would like to thank you for joining us here today, and I hope that it's been helpful, and I hope that you do find the job that you're interested in. I'd like to wish you the best of luck in your job search, and once again, thank you very much for joining us today.
Just want to thank you all for being with us online today. Just want to remind you again of some of the issues that we've covered over the presentations during the event, and remind you to send any questions or queries you might have to employer@welfare.ie. In addition to that, I'd urge you again to look at your career opportunities and to follow up on any training opportunities that are out there, so you can look for employment within the security sector. I'd like to thank all the contributors and thank you for listening in today. Take care and all the very best.